Wilmington Police Department presented its fiscal year 2011 budget to the Wilmington City Council. Police Chief Michael Zerba's budget included a 5.2% increase over the previous year, raising department expenses to over $51.5 million. Among the reasons for the cost hike is the increase in the authorized force to 337 officers, 11 more than last year. Health care costs for pensioners, including hospitalization costs, added over $1 million from fiscal year 2010. City Council members questioned the conversion of 42 neighborhood surveillance cameras from a manned system to an unmanned videotaped surveillance system. The move would save the department $307,000 annually.
The neighborhood cameras are all going to be still up and running. The only area we've cut back on is the monitoring, and I certainly understand. I think we'd all in this room like to see them monitored, but we've got to cut the budget somewhere. But the
City Council members also questioned the staffing of police at special events at the expense of losing officers at Camp Barnes, a summer camp for city youth in Sussex County.
Is there any way we can look, or you can look, or the administration can look with the chief and see what else can be eliminated without eliminating the police presence down at Camp Barnes? I really think that if we go through this list, we can find something else that can replace that, so we can put the officers back at Camp Barnes. I really feel that there is a need for those officers down there.
We can provide the dollar value of that. We certainly also understand the value of having police there, but again, in trying to trim these budgets, we had to find places to cut. So we can provide council with a dollar value of what it would cost to replace them, and I think as part of our discussion, Councilman, with council as we try and wrap this budget up, some things obviously get added back, some things get deleted, but I can't sit here. We've been through, with Inspector Finity and others, we've sat and had numerous meetings and gone through all the city events that are not just city events, but outside events, everything, and okay. We've really been through this list quite a bit. That's why we're able to offer all the deletions that we are.
If I'm looking at this list, and I would agree with Mr. Brown on Camp Barnes, I think a lot of these things are going to have to go away, these special events. You know, we just don't have the money to do them, and private organizations are going to have to try and come up with some funding to possibly be able to support some of them. But we just don't have $496,000 in your budget to support special events overtime. There's money in the Public Works Department's budget. There's money everywhere for special events overtime. We got to take a look at these events and figure out what we can do. We're asking people for 15% property tax and 30% on water. It's no fault of your own.
Right.
We just need to make some decisions on what we're going to do as a body.
And internally, we have done that.
I see a couple things have come out, but there's still a lot more left.
Right, and it will be an ongoing process even this year with each one of those events. We're looking at how we overlap in hours and the possibility of not only if we could trim it by officers, but also trimming some of the hours.
One of the major issues in the hearing was the likely privatization of the scofflaw enforcement officers. The move would affect the 3 officers who currently boot cars in the police department.
The city of Wilmington, the physical size of the city, would have worked perfectly with us 3 and the camera truck with the cameras on it and the computer system, because the speed at which that truck travels down through the city streets, goes through the different police districts, reads the license plates, would have been a perfect setup for the physical size of the city of Wilmington. The 1 truck and us 3 and our rotation that we used for the police districts. It was a perfect setup.
I'm not going to be supporting anything that's going to be removing these gentlemen, and also I'm going to be looking at the PREOs. I know we're at a deficit. We want to make sure we get it right. And what they said, if the cost factors say that they make more than what it costs to keep them and they're doing their job, I see no problem with it.
Understand where they're coming. I tell you right now, I will not support any budget that has these 3 gentlemen laid off. To me, they're exemplary employees trying to do the right thing for the city. These guys can make their decisions on what they want to do, but that's where I stand on this issue. Okay.
My heart goes out to these gentlemen, you know, for them to actually come up here and to have the record that they had with receiving these numerous awards through the years prior, and then being exemplary employees. Gentleman said he had missed a day in 12 years. I wonder how many people in this room can say that, you know, and that's a motto just in itself. So I hope that we will have the fortitude and the wisdom to search within ourselves to make sure that we are making the right decisions, because the decisions that we make affect other people's lives. And I think we really need to start taking that into consideration, because it's sad what we're doing to people. And I don't think that we're, taking this seriously.
Officials from Mayor James Baker's office believe that privatizing the service could add over $168,000 annually to the city budget, as well as more money through increased booting collection efforts. This is Paul Kennard reporting.